Hey everyone, and welcome back. My name is Mackenzie, aka AstroMac. I'm an astrologer and I'm here to share my astrological musings with you all. Today I want to talk about the partial solar eclipse happening in Aries. It's exact on Saturday, March 29th at 5:57 a.m. Central Time, and it's exact at 9 degrees of Aries. Now, first things first, what even is a solar eclipse? A solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes between the sun and the earth and temporarily blocks out the sun's light. So a solar eclipse will always happen on a new moon. And this one is a partial solar eclipse, so only part of the sun's light is going to be temporarily blocked out. Because it's a partial eclipse, it's not going to be quite as intense as if it were a total solar eclipse like it was last April. But it's still gonna be pretty intense because it's still an eclipse. So basically we're just gonna be treating this as like a really potent new moon. But there's a little twist. Typically new moons are associated with new beginnings and setting new intentions of things that you want to manifest and grow over the upcoming 6 months. But with this eclipse, it is the last eclipse happening in this Aries-Libra axis that we've been dealing with since April 20th of 2023. So even though it will be a time of powerful new beginnings, it's also like a new beginning that comes from some kind of ending. So it's kind of like we're closing out a chapter as we move into this next stage of life. And trust that whatever is being released or whatever is being left behind is happening for your greater good. And it's helping to move forward in greater alignment. And those things that are, coming to an end, or those things that are being released, just trust that they're kind of being released in order to make room for you to grow into your more authentic self. I'm kind of imagining we're all going on this our own authentic journey that's true to ourselves, but you can't really pack a super heavy backpack for a long journey. You're gonna get tired, and so those things that are no longer aligned are what we're leaving behind, so that we can move forward into this next phase of life with a lighter pack. And that doesn't mean to, take out everything from your backpack, because, we've all learned things about ourselves over the course of these last couple of years, because we've had these eclipses happening in this Aries-Libra axis. And so we were learning lessons about, how we show up authentically as ourselves and how we show up in relationships. And Aries is all about our identity, and so we all learned things about ourselves. So maybe take this time to reflect on what you learned and take what you've learned into this next phase. And I'll repeat again, because this is an Aries, anything that's no longer authentic to you and your journey is going to be lit up by this new moon eclipse. And so don't only just focus on those things being left behind, of course, but also reflect on where you want to move forward and how you want to move forward in greater alignment. With both Mercury and Venus retrograde, this isn't the time to take those big, bold moves and, move into uncharted territory. You can try, but you might meet some kind of resistance. But this is more of a reflective time and going within and doing some introspection and seeing how you can move forward in greater alignment. And reflect on your inner passions and those things that just truly light you up. What's something that just motivates you to keep going? Because this eclipse carries this energy of ambition and bold action and, taking initiative. And when you can do that in alignment with your authentic truth, guess what? You're able to build momentum that much faster. And when you pay attention to those things that you are passionate about, that kind of helps guide you back to your authentic truth. Those things that just continue to excite you and just light you up from the inside out. Now during this eclipse, we also have Venus that just retrograded back into Pisces, and just a few hours later, Mercury retrogrades back into Pisces and forms a conjunction with Neptune. And sometimes, in my own observations, I found that when Neptune and Mercury come together, we might feel first of all, it's hard to concentrate. That's the biggest thing that I've noticed, but also I find myself comparing myself to others and seeing what other people are doing and thinking oh, they've accomplished this, I should be accomplishing this, and blah, blah, blah. And so really try not to do that. Like try and keep like the blinders on and just like stay on your own path. Because everybody has their own journey and their own path. And so you can, see like what other people are doing, I guess, but try not to compare. Because comparison is the thief of joy. And so also just be really mindful about where you're putting your energy and your attention, because where attention goes, energy flows, or whatever that quote is. And so the key is just being so aligned with yourself and your own energy and your own path and your own authentic truth that like nothing can shake you. And so as those things that are no longer authentic to us are falling away, replace it with, calling your own power back to yourself. Really reflect on where you're putting your energy and where you've been giving your energy away freely, and where you can put your energy moving forward. And then the very next day, on March 30th, Neptune moves into Aries. So to me, this feels like we're just being asked to have faith in the process, trusting that things are working out exactly how they're supposed to. And whatever changes are happening and whatever's falling away and whatever new phase we're moving into, it's all happening for our greater good. So this is big energy we're moving into, and it's a lot of change, but if you can just hold on and trust the process and just kind of like surrender and accept what's going on, that'll make it a lot easier. So to summarize, because I feel like I was kind of like all over the place with this one, you can tell Mercury is definitely still retrograde. But to summarize, really try to reflect on your growth over the last couple of years and the things that you learned about yourself. And reflect on like the internal shifts that you've experienced over, this eclipse season. And then reflect on where you want to take inspired action, because Aries is all about taking action. And pay attention to any opportunities that come up over the course of the next month, really. Because if it feels aligned with you and where you're wanting to go, be bold and take that first step. And then, of course, let go of anything that could be holding you back or weighing you down. Trust the process and try to trust that whatever is being removed for a reason, and it's making space for something even better, something even more aligned with your authentic path. Also pay attention to those things that ignite that inner passion within you, and trust that, we're being pushed towards that for a reason, as it's more aligned with our next phase and our next chapter. Now, the lead up to this eclipse, we might feel kind of ungrounded, or it could even be like a little anxiety inducing, or, could even affect our sleep. So just make sure you're tending to yourself and resting and nourishing yourself and just taking good care of yourself. And if you can, maybe try and get outside and ground yourself, because that'll really help. And when in doubt, don't force anything, just kind of go with the flow. And I know some people hate that quote, but just kind of like be like a tree in the wind and move with the energy and try not to resist. Put your energy on those things that you do have control of, and ground yourself, and be kind to yourself and others, because this is a huge influx of energy. And so everybody's going to be feeling all the things. If this video helped you in any way, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want more astrological musings. And let me know down in the comments what area of life is being illuminated by this new moon. And yeah, thanks for watching. Love you, bye!